Okay, well, I'm Lewis Herbert and I chair the City Deal Board. I'm also leader of the council, at the Cambridge City Council. The purpose of the evening is effectively to set the scene for the call for evidence and the 3 sessions that are to come. We also have a separate dialogue also with what we broadly call the traffic generators. So we've got a dialogue with people where we need to make progress in discussions with retailers or schools or some of the operators of some of the large business parks and business within the city. And that's more of a sort of a different type of session, because some of what they may want to say, they just want to be able to free to say it without it going straight into the Cambridge News the next day. So some of the aim of that isn't because that information is secret, it's just the fact that there is a need for a dialogue to engage some of the parts of the city that are effectively generating the traffic at the peak time, so that they're part of a discussion.
I'd like to, you've commented, Lewis Herbert, in your speech that we're going to talk to the traffic generators at private events. I'd like you to really reconsider that, because I don't think that information should be given to the board at private events. I think we should all be able to see what people are saying, so that we can challenge it and respond to it. And I think it's particularly concerning that some of those traffic generators you mentioned are schools, so those are public bodies. We shouldn't have public bodies making their case to the city deal in private sessions.
But it's still our view, Mr. Taylor, that it's actually going to prompt more discussion with the retailers, with some of the schools, with Addenbrooke and some of the people, because this is the first time we've actually had a discussion with them. The notes and the summary that we'll prepare will be published, and we'll make a decision whether there's a value of having an open dialogue with them. The Assembly in particular has ambition to have a dialogue with some of the key people. But we believe there are sound reasons for the approach, because we will have a more productive discussion with people. It isn't easy to talk about changing the behaviour of your staff or your customers in a public arena, particularly if it's in the Cambridge News the following day. So I think we will have a dialogue. And there are ultimately no secrets, but it is the nature of looking at where the traffic is generated at the peak times that we have to consider why is it being generated and what are some of the alternatives. So there's definitely a thread there.
In terms of the private events, I've got to agree with Councillor Herbert, and when you're engaging with, whether it be with the retail sector or Stagecoach on certain occasions, or the traffic generators like the schools and that, if we put it into an open session and have the media here and the mics there, which is not normal for them, and it may be more normal for us politicians, we're going to get a very different set of answers and dialogue to what we're going to try and achieve as it is. The public questions have been out there with those people for many years already. People have already said, why aren't schools doing this, that and the other, in order to help the situation. And what we're hoping is maybe by discussing what carrots and sticks are out there, that we might get slightly different behaviour from them, and hopefully volunteering some ideas. So I do agree with that private events idea.